To call a shy person less confident will do nothing but demotivate him even more. Do you feel the need to socialize more? Are you tired of hearing from other people about the need for you to talk or engage more? Don't stress yourself about this. It doesn't matter how you are. You are good. But if you think you can improve your social skills with small tricks, there's nothing wrong with it. A good social skill can help you succeed at a faster rate. So if you want to improve yourself for you, then do it. Do not try to change just because someone else has told you to. In today's video, we are going to be looking at various factors that have kept you away from opening up in front of people. Once we crack those, we will learn some strategies and tricks. Practicing those in real life can help you become socially powerful, and we guarantee you will start to love yourself all over again. However, if none of this works out for you, in a matter you're not comfortable with or you do not enjoy practicing, then it's completely okay. Of course, you need to push yourself a little, but that does not mean you can't do it. Once you challenge yourself every day, you will start having fun. Remember to always have fun and enjoy yourself. Here are certain social skill tricks you can work on in order to 100 times your social status. Being more social isn't about trying to please everyone. Seriously, after a busy week, there's nothing wrong with relaxing at home and binge watching your favorite show. Putting yourself out there can take many forms for different people. Maybe it's just hanging out with some of your closest friends or chatting up with the pizza delivery guy for you. Not to burst the bubble, it is important for you to note that without superior skills, you will have major issues in becoming financially and professionally successful. You are not alone in this journey amongst people who always want to be more social, maybe a little more outgoing, maybe with a dash of confidence to live your social life. Let me ask you a question. Do you dread going on your first day at a new job, meeting your partner's family for the first time, or even being forced to attend a professional conference where you don't know anyone? If that's the case, you are not alone. In reality, up to 60% of people describe themselves as shy. Being shy can have a detrimental influence on your life that extends beyond the lack of social opportunities. It can also have an influence in your health, job, money, and overall quality in life, in part because you tend to avoid social settings and rarely speak up. Do you know if you are an introvert, you might have social anxiety? That means you start to feel anxious when talking to people or approaching people. You feel extremely uncomfortable. Your hands go numb. You start to sweat and you fumble. Do you experience this? If this is the situation, you need to first diagnose yourself with the reason why you are shy in the first place. 20 to 40% of the global population are introverts. Yet being an introvert still carries an unnecessary amount of stigma. There's nothing about being an introvert that could prevent you from achieving your goals in life. Despite this, the stigma surrounding introversion causes many of us to be concerned about our shyness, need for alone time, or aversion to stressful social circumstances. This frequently causes social anxiety from a young age, and we grow up fearful of social situations and lacking in confidence without even realizing it. Ask yourself these questions. Have you ever had to cancel social plans at the last minute because of your anxiety? Do you avoid confrontation at all costs? Does the prospect of speaking in front of a group make you nervous? These are common occurrences that indicate social anxiety. Social anxiety is not a personal trait, but introversion is. And if you know how to conquer yours, you'll be able to take charge of your life, become a better communicator, and live a happier life on a daily basis. If you're an introvert, you've definitely been told that you need to be louder, braver, and more outgoing at some point in your life. But the truth is that you don't. Introversion is a neutral personality attribute with hidden abilities that extroverts lack. People who said those things have cursed you with a separate affliction. They are the cause of your social anxiety. However, there's no reason to be concerned. You can easily conquer it. And once you do, you'll be ready to use your introverted influence. Let's head over to the tricks. It will be a bit lengthy and time-consuming, but with a little bit more dedication, you will be able to crack it. Number 1. Do it for yourself. If you want to improve yourself, make yourself more confident or feel good about yourself, please do it for yourself. Do not do it because you need to please your boyfriend, girlfriend, mother, father, teacher, or anyone. Though if you succeed in it, if you're not doing it for yourself, there's no point in doing it. You will not feel confident. You will not feel the urge. You will lack the motivation to come out of your cocoon and crack the world. There's no hard and fast rule for being approachable. Let's say you have started to open up in a matter that is comfortable to you. It is fine, as long as you're able to make a stand for yourself. Polishing up that scale of approach comes at a latter stage. First and foremost, there is no one-size-fits-all approach to putting yourself out there. It's fine if you don't go out every other night or accept all those Facebook event invitations. Above all, you have no obligation to live up to other people's expectations, including spending your time. Rather than simply getting lectures about socializing, you actually need to focus on paying attention to your gut reaction. While being close to others has its advantages, it's critical to do so on your own terms and in a way that feels psychologically supportive. Number 2, understand what is your shyness all about. To defeat the issue, we need to understand and diagnose what the issue is all about. Without the proper knowledge, how can we provide the correct medicine for it? Let us tell you something, and we can guarantee that this will help you a lot. Do you know what causes all your issues? Your mind. Regardless of the fact that you are 40 or 15 years old, any human behavior, no matter how odd or old it may seem, is developed by your mind. That means if you can tell your mind to keep quiet or tell it it's not that way constantly, then it will soon realize and learn your voice. We create fear in our minds to reach a logical goal. Yes, it is funny, but it is the truth. When you look at shyness objectively, it may appear to be a strange behavior, but when you think about it, you'll discover that it's frequently utilized by a protective mechanism to avoid contact with people who may have an adverse effect on your well-being. For example, if you believe you're inadequate in comparison to those around you and have produced emotions of inadequacy, there's a good chance you'll be shy in social circumstances to protect yourself from other people who might notice your inferiority. Understanding the reasons for this habit is essential to overcoming it. You won't be able to overcome your shyness unless you understand what purpose it is attempting to fulfill. Number 3. Start up a conversation. Not scaring you or anything like that, but communication is an actual art. Have you seen people without even knowing the subject matter who can handle a large group of people just by their public speaking skills? Aren't you fascinated about becoming this type of person who can fearlessly start up a conversation in public so that they are engaged? If yes, you now have the motivation. Now you know your weakness and what makes you feel shy about it. And you're not doing it to please anybody but yourself. So you have a cause. That is great, and enough and more confidence to start up a conversation. So you're all set to broaden your horizons and meet new people. Perhaps you'd like to learn how to make small talk or start up a conversation at the next wedding you're invited to. But how do they manage? To begin, understand that the individual sitting next to you is likely to be experiencing the same emotions as you. Around 40% of adults and teens identify as shy, which directed the Shyness Research Institute. Having a few icebreakers on hand can help you gain confidence when approaching new people. Fortunately, most individuals enjoy talking about themselves, so this is a safe place to start. It will be problematic and confusing for you to start up a conversation. In that case, you start asking questions. Once you do, the other person will respond automatically. Ask very simple questions for starters, if you do not want to stress yourself much. The same questions will be asked in return to you, so you will have the time to talk about yourself. Make sure to enjoy the process and the conversation, because without having fun, you will not get the interest in working on it. Number 4. Consider the source. Identify the source of your feelings to gain a sense of self-awareness about your bashful behavior. Do you find yourself constantly shy, or do you simply tend to withdraw in certain social situations? Examine the specific circumstances that make you nervous. You will have something solid to focus on if you can identify the source or trigger of your shyness. Do you, for example, lack self-assurance? Or are you a stickler for accuracy and wish to avoid expressing something wrong? Perhaps you're afraid of people since you grew up in a broken family and find them unpredictable. In contrast, starting to have a conversation, you need to fight with your mind in order to make a fruitful margin of talk. If you can't can pinpoint the source of your shyness, you may work to address the root cause. And if you succeed in doing so, your shyness, which is a symptom of the root cause, will fade away. If you think you're shy because people will judge you or something, then always tell your mind they are also in the same situation. You might judge them. Number 5, be a good listener. Do you know what will make you feel better about yourself? How will you increase your confidence level? Just by listening. When you are a good listener and start listening to what the other person has to say, you will have a lot to speak about. Do not constantly think about what you're going to say after he finishes. If you do not pay attention to what the other person has to say, firstly, you will not have anything to say. And secondly, he will probably do the same thing to you. Everyone wants to be seen and heard. Listening carefully to what others have to say is one of the most effective and unprecedented ways of engaging with others. By being curious and trying to understand where the other person is coming from, you can practice active listening. Interrupting somebody in the middle of a narrative or talking over them when they answer a question is not good. Instead, show genuine interest and complete attention. To demonstrate that you're paying attention to what they're saying, ask follow-up questions when it feels natural. Number 6, do not make. Speak only when necessary. It doesn't mean that people don't want to talk to you just because you prefer not to, unless it's really essential. People enjoy discussing themselves. If you're worried that whatever you say won't be perfect, or if you lack self-confidence, provide a sympathetic ear. People will start to value your talks, even though it's small, once you actively participate in discussions. What's more, you know what? Nobody expects you to speak much anyway. Fitting in has nothing to do with rambling on and on. Simply relax and listen in on the conversation. If you have something to say it without thinking about how it will sound. You do not have to keep speaking. A small, meaningful talk is enough to take you further. Don't be under the impression that people like just to talk. Therefore, start up small and express yourself even when there isn't any absolute necessity. Number 7, give compliments. It's usual for introverts to get stuck. Does that mean you will panic? No way! If you're in doubt, say something kind. The correct words can brighten someone's day while also initiating a conversation. According to studies, doing so increases our own pleasure. Telling coworkers how much you appreciate their clothes or complimenting them on their presentation is a terrific approach to connecting. Avoid being dishonest. Number 8, create goals. Maybe tiny ones. Taking baby steps and checking them every day will mean that you're actually starting out somewhere. Do not expect to one day start to speak without any fear. That is not possible. However, what is possible to have is a challenge with the present you and you from yesterday. These are small goals that can be worked on every day. For instance, do you say good morning to everyone you pass on your way to work in the morning? Or do you get past them silently? If not, why don't you start by doing that? Greetings are the best way to start a conversation. Believe it or not, once you greet people continuously, they will come up to have a conversation with you. You have then eliminated the pain of starting a new conversation. Number 9, have some ice-breaking stories with you ready. For beginners, it is often hard to keep up with the flow of the conversation. For that reason, you must have your bag at least semi-full with stories. Coming face to face with a complete stranger can be frightening, but it can be made a lot simpler if you have some suggestions on how to break the ice. You can inquire about what brought someone to town that day or from the area. Things would also make a lot of sense if you shared an interesting topic with someone. Let's say you are meeting with a neighbor and all you know is that she loves gardening. Maybe you can start to talk about a particular plant that you like. Maybe Google up some interesting facts about it and share them with her. When you have a few stories to share with others, on the other hand, you'll always have a conversation starter. This might be a funny anecdote from your history or a story that makes you feel vulnerable. Number 10. Sign up for a date or a class. If you prefer one-on-one interactions and aren't a fan of group gatherings, call a friend and arrange a meet for lunch or even just video chat. Better still, ask them to your home to make you feel more at ease. Remember that hanging out and enjoying each other's company does not need planning an elaborate activity. Exposing yourself to an engaging atmosphere is the first step in meeting new individuals. Step out of your comfort zone and hunt for classes that you've always wanted to take. This helps you to practice and enhance your social abilities. So sign up for that painting or cooking class and strike up a conversation while you're waiting for it to begin. Your timid habits aren't a reflection of your personality. They're simply a roadblock to expanding your social circle. Human connection is critical to your overall health, but it isn't always simple. Remember that improving your social skills is a long-term effort that will not happen immediately if you're not making as much progress as you'd want. Are you motivated enough to begin a new social life for yourself? Comment down your expectations, hit the like and subscribe button, and we will see you at our next one.